Defense for Oklahoma is to do its doing. Keep Young from catching it on the low block. Every time she's touched the basketball, she's had to come off the block, out of the lane, or up the lane. And that's exactly what Sherry Cole's defense is designed to do.
And we talked about those heavyweights going head-to-head in that game. In that game, Young with 36 points, 14 rebounds the game. And there's Courtney Paris.
See, this time they don't bring any help. They don't bring a double. They bring nothing. And Courtney Paris has that kind of skill on a low block to be able to score all night.
Well, Paris had 31 and 19 in that matchup. Tisdale. And whose basketball? That stays with Baylor.
Courtney Paris right here. Watch this. She's just going to work herself right to the block. This is a 6'4", 230-pound frame with a 6'8" wingspan. How are you going to stop it when she gets it that low? You can't.
You're not. You can't. And that's the difference with her and a lot of players. A lot of players have to catch it that low. She doesn't have to catch it that low. She can get herself into position after she's got the ball in her hand. There is a foul, and it'll be more free throws for Angela Tisdale as Baylor cannot throw it in the ocean right now. They start this game off by missing 10 out of the first 11 shots.
5.5 minutes in, and here's what's happening, Kevin. They're settling for the jump shot. I know we've talked about that being their key, but they have to establish Young on the baseline first. This is where the poise and patience for Kim Mulkey-Robertson's team comes into play. Can Tisdale handle it? Can she manage the game better? Because right now, they're staying in it with their free throw shooting. But they're going to have to get something off their defense and be able to score in their half court.
Staying in it is the key word, though. You think about that. Sophia Young really hasn't had a good touch. There's Abiola Wabara with the steal.
And Wabara told me before the game, I'm going to use my quickness against Paris. I had 5 steals the last time.
Jordan Davis missed on the 3. Kim Mulkey-Robertson going to Davis to get some outside shooting spark, maybe. And Brittany Brown just beats everybody down at the other end. She'll go to the line.
Well, what Oklahoma is doing is they're giving up some perimeter shots, and Baylor's not made them pay. Jordan Davis is one of their best three-point shooters. So you sub her in against the zone. As long as Oklahoma stays in zone, you give Jordan Davis a chance.
But Brittany Brown, the junior from Norman, Oklahoma, gets the first. All-time leading scorer at Norman High School. Her father, a football official in the Big 12. He's an umpire, so you know he's a big, tough guy. One of those guys that hangs in there with the linebackers. Must be very proud of what he's seen his little girl do. Cross-court pass, Shamika Scott.
See, this is shifting the zone, reversing the court. Now you're going to have driving lanes, and you're going to have open shots.
There it is. This Young had it blocked by Courtney Paris.
What a play.
Her 108th block of the season. She's a freshman. Higgins, no. Andrews, yes. And Tisdale took it away.
I thought Baylor had an excellent offensive possession that time. They just didn't finish.
Jordan Davis, no.
See, they're shooting too quickly.
Scott. Well, Baylor really struggling. That is 1 for 15 from the floor, but yet you're only down by 5. We go to Courtney Paris against Wabara, and a travel is called. That's a good call. This is skip step by Courtney Paris.
This is what Baylor needs, Kevin. Watch Abiola Wabara in here, Shamika Scott. They got great spacing on the perimeter. They're shifting the zone. Here comes Young, who's going to flash to the high post. Now she's going to dive when the ball goes to the short corner. And look at the play Courtney Paris makes. That is a terrific recovery.
Here's Young, challenges. Rachel Allison, who's just checked in. Freshman can't get the roll. Again, Baylor getting some good looks. Contested inside, but good looks nonetheless.
They need to keep challenging Paris on the defensive end.
Absolutely. Sophia Young with the rebound. Young pulls that one off the glass, and Jordan Davis with a good look, and she buried it. The senior on this team and one of the leaders from Salina, Texas, right up the road.
Catch it in the shooting pocket, square your feet, square your shoulders. Terrific in transition, Jordan Davis.
Erin Higgins, she answers. Was she in bounds? That's how far away she was standing.
Erin Higgins may have the best range in all of women's college basketball. She likes to watch J.J. Redick to see how far out he shoots it and how he works without the ball.
Tisdale leaned in, no. Leah Rush lost it to Tisdale. Rachel Allison on the floor. Kick out Davis, 2 in a row. No. Sanchez runs down the loose ball. She thought about it.
Hesitated. What'd she hesitate for, Kevin? Usually she launches that. That's a great time for Erin Higgins to get a 3 is in transition.
Leah Rush for 3. She got it. Now Oklahoma starting to heat up from beyond the arc, and the Sooners lead by 8.
In the win in Norman, they had 5 different players hit 3s. That is important to their success and to their spacing offensively.
Baylor just 2 of 20 from the floor. And there's a kick by Leah Rush. And I say 2 for 20 from the floor, and you're going against a team as good as Oklahoma. Baylor fortunate right now, they're just down by 8. 11:04 to go. It's raining 3s for Oklahoma in Dallas.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega Health agent who tailored a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
And unlike those questionable discount plans, this is real insurance. I got better coverage at a better rate, and I can choose my own doctor from their extensive network.
Now get this, you can't be singled out for a rate increase or cancellation. So, do what I did.
Call Mega Life and Health Insurance for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 800-646-6105 for your free Mega Affordable Health Insurance quote. Call 800-646-6105.
Smart. And you know that an education is the best start to a rewarding career. You know what else is smart? Not having to worry about how to pay for college. The answer? Student Loan Solutions. They're the smart choice for getting the money you need. From alternative private loans to bridge the gap in your educational expenses, to the federal Stafford loan, where you can defer payments and even get a tax break. Now that's big. Whatever your needs, Student Loan Solutions has got you covered.
Call today or visit online at studentloansolutions.com.
It's one smart move.
Well, Sooner Nation proud of what they've seen so far as Oklahoma leading this one 19-11. 11:04 to go. Sophia Young is yet to score here in the championship game of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Tournament. And just like a couple of days ago, Oklahoma hot from the outside early on.
Well, here's what you need to know. Courtney Paris hasn't missed inside, and with the way they're dropping triples on Baylor, it spreads the offense. They share the ball so well. The inside pass, the relocation on the perimeter. 3 for 6 is OU outside the arc early.
They made their first 4 in the semifinal game, and picking up where they left off here. Here's Tisdale off the inbound. Ashley Paris has checked into the game for Oklahoma. Sophia Young, tough look, tipped up by Shamika Scott. Ashley Paris grabs the basketball. Sophia Young, what a steal. Brittany Brown got it back. And a jump ball. Nope, they call a foul on Sophia Young.
Well, off the out of bounds, Sherry Cole switches to man-to-man defense. Sophia Young almost made a terrific play there. It was a great hustle by both players. Watch Sophia Young stay in the play. The play's never over when she's around. Good deflection right there. Almost comes up with it.
Well, she's a 4.0 student, and you could tell she popped that one out in a hurry. She figured it out before anybody else did. Sanchez, no. Shamika Scott is tipped out of bounds. It'll go back to Baylor.
Now, here's the thing, Kevin. Krista Sanchez scored 11 points the last time these two teams met. In the last 7 games, she's only scored 11. So Sherry Cole is going to Sanchez, her 6'1" junior, hoping that she can provide an offensive spark.
5 of those coming in the semifinal game, a game in which everybody got a chance to play for Oklahoma. This should be an incredibly rested team. Allison. Tisdale outside. There's Jordan Davis, just short.
And that's a great setup by Tisdale. It does a nice job setting up Jordan Davis outside.
Sanchez, no, got her own. And we'll go Kim Mulkey-Robertson can't believe that one. She wants an explanation. They called it on Angela Tisdale. That's 2 on Angela Tisdale.
Well, there's not a lot of depth over there for Baylor, so they cannot afford to go too deep into their bench.
Watch Tisdale.
She's going to reach in right there. You see her hanging on Sanchez's arm from the back.
Good call. Obviously, Coach Mulkey-Robertson is not going to agree with, but when she sees the tape, she'll say, you are absolutely right. Our officials, Scott Yarborough, Clark Stevens, and Michael Price, who made that call, and the correct call. There's Scott Yarborough. And veteran crew here for this, the championship game, the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Postseason Tournament, 10th year of the Big 12. The 2 teams that have been in this game more than anybody are battling it out. Shamika Scott for 3. That's her 44th of the season.
Good balance offensively. Great time to take it. Much better composure there offensively by Baylor.
Still just 3 of 24 shooting for Baylor. Baylor shooting 12.5%, more than halfway through this first half, and still only down by 5 points.
Well, it's unbelievable to think we played half the first half and Sophia Young has not scored. 0 for 6. See, right here, they need to wait for her to get to the block and get established.
Morrow, tough shot.
Well, I think that's too quick, Kevin, particularly with Oklahoma going man. Because I'm not sure Oklahoma can stop Sophia Young on the block either.
Higgins. That is usually her threes. You rarely say that it's a bad shot. No matter where she shoots it from, that was not a good shot. Jasmine Player just took it all the way in. And the freshman from Bay City, Texas, gets Baylor back to within 3. Shamika Scott beats Sanchez to the ball. Contact, and there's got to be a foul, and there is.
A terrific defensive play by Shamika Scott. The 6-foot senior has had a couple of deflections on the defensive end.
This time Sherry Cole not liking the call.
Watch Scott, active hands, quick feet, and then gets tangled up with Sanchez. Had to stop the layup there.
Well, Shamika Scott with another steal, as it has been an opportunistic defense for Baylor. And that's been the reason why they're only down by 3. This is a Baylor team shooting 15% in this game.
9 steals for Baylor off of 12 Oklahoma turnovers.
Look at that.
Shamika Scott with 5 herself.
That already sets a championship game record. Shamika Scott, can she add a 3 to that list? No. Who's got it? It's Baylor basketball. What a great play by Sophia Young. Here's Jasmine Player running the point after Tisdale picked up her 2nd foul. Freshman to freshman. This is Morrow. Shamika Scott to Abiola Wabara. Scott from 17. Shamika Scott starting to heat up, and she can heat up in a hurry.
And started to play both ends for Scott.
A 7-0 run. Ashley Paris on the baseline. Paris backing in and scoring. The twin sister getting into the act. 3-point lead. Oklahoma back to the zone. Here's Wabara. She got a great look. Just banged it off the back iron.
See, I think Baylor's forgetting where their All-American is right now.
Kendra Moore to Laura Andrews. A Young 0 for 6 from the floor. Courtney Paris turnaround, no.
So that's the best you can defend Paris. Rivara uses her quickness, gets off the contact, forces her to shoot over the top.
Jasmine Player.
It's
Courtney
too quick.
Paris threw it away.
Kevin, it's way too quick for Baylor. They're not in rhythm offensively. You've got to give the All-American touches. Sophia Young is 0 for 6, has not scored in the game.
And Courtney Paris already with 10 boards. What a game we've got going here in Dallas. Oklahoma by 3.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great, too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
A lot of reflection and soul-searching went into this decision. So it is with great excitement that I announce my commitment to Fox College Sports.
Okay, Reggie, do you deny that you receive over 800 live college events?
Let's just say it's gonna look mighty nice on my 52-inch widescreen.
Well, the shooting has been ugly for Baylor, but Oklahoma's lead is just 3. 21-18. It's not the first time these two teams have gotten together in the championship game in this tournament. We flash back to 2002 and a couple of All-Americans going at it. Sheila Lambert and, of course, Stacey Dale.
Well, Sheila Lambert was a terrific pull-up jump shooter in Oklahoma. This is their special year, Kevin. 2002, they went all the way to the title game. This win in the Big 12 tournament propelled them on to the NCAA championship game. What a run for Oklahoma. Sherry Cole and Stacey Dales. What a great combination. 84-69 the final.
Went to that championship game, of course, lost to UConn, but that was when Oklahoma women's college basketball really came on the scene. He hasn't stopped ever since. Morrow hits the jumper, and right now, Baylor right back in this as they're down by just a point. The outside shots are starting to fall. 2 for 24 is what Baylor started for the floor. Since then, they've made 4 of their last 7 shots. Kendra Moore, wild shot. And look at this. This is something Oklahoma's not used to. Oklahoma is 1 and out.
They have not been able to get on the offensive glass. And Baylor has more possessions offensively because they've been able to generate some steals and get on the offensive glass.
Now take a look at the third final between the #1 and #2 seeds in the decade of the Big 12, and 3 of the last 4 tournament champions have advanced to the Final Four. You go back to Baylor, of course, the defending national champions. Texas and Oklahoma, and 7th championship teams have made it to the Sweet 16. These 2 teams looking to get there as well. Rachel Allison threw it up off the glass, and Courtney Paris finally comes away with it to Ashley and ahead to Brittany Brown.
Higgins coming off a double stagger on the baseline.
And she nails it.
Boy, they flow right from their transition game right into their offense. Terrific read by Brittany Brown.
Third 3 of the ball game for Erin Higgins, the junior from Westmore High School in Oklahoma City. Tamika Scott cross court. Here's Morrow. Morrow hit it. She just looked like she just flung that up there. It was a 2. That's 6 for Jessica Morrow. Oklahoma leads 24-22.
That's Rivara in her quickness again, getting off the contact. Doing a great job of hollowing out on that defensive end.
Now Brittany Brown almost a steal, but what Baylor's doing as well, you get in transition, all of a sudden, there's one less defender that you have to go against at the other end, and it's Courtney Paris.
That's right, because she can't get all the way down to the other end It's in time. Watch Wabara right here. You got to get off the contact. You can't let Courtney Paris make contact with you, and Wabara doing a terrific job. The deflection leads to the transition opportunity.
We played 14.5 minutes. That is the 10th steal of this game by the Lady Bears of Baylor. Brittany Brown took it into the paint, laid it up, and scored.
Smart. And Brown is really pushing in transition. Her push last time led to the three-pointer for Higgins. This time it's a layup for herself.
Challenge the defense. She's got 4. Jasmine Player trying to do the same, but called for traveling. Sophia Young will come back into the game. And look at this, already 15 more attempts by Baylor than Oklahoma. Look at that, 35-20, the number of shots that Baylor has had.
Well, you know, it's the steals. It's the offensive rebounding. It's that ability to create more possessions. Since you're struggling to score, you've got to come up with a way to generate more offensive opportunities.
Well, another turnover committed. And that is the 15th turnover committed by Oklahoma.
Versus only 2 for Baylor, who has played the majority of the second half without their starting point guard, Angela Tisdale, who's on the bench with 2 fouls.
Well, Sophia Young has yet to score in this game after averaging 31 points per game in the last 4. Young going to the glass there, and it's knocked out of bounds by Oklahoma.
So right now they're trying to post up Wabara on Ashley Paris, and they're bringing Sophia Young away from the bucket, which takes Courtney Paris away.
Latoya Wyatt has also come in for Baylor. Shamika Scott off the inbound. Jasmine Player running the point. It's a tough entry as Higgins backed down. Wyatt had an open look but wouldn't take it. Steal. Higgins. Brown with the head up finds Leah Rush. And Rush missed it.
There it is, right there. Give it to Young. She turns quickly.
Player's got to hit this. Can't do it. And Brittany Brown runs down the loose ball. Great defense by Jasmine Player, but it's Oklahoma basketball. Just under 4 minutes left, the championship game of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Tournament here in Dallas. It's 26-22, Oklahoma.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 450 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaching shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
It's one of the world's
terrible shooting right now before their defense has made up for it. Ansem already forcing 15 Oklahoma turnovers, and that is why the defending national champions are still in this game.
Kevin, terrible shooting. You're being nice. They're less than 18% right now. It's their defense. They're generating possessions. Look how active. Great hands in the passing lanes. Aggressive. An undeniable will right now to turn Oklahoma over. 10 steals on 15 turnovers, and Kim Mulkey-Robertson's defense came ready to play. She talked about toughness with her team today, and they're showing it on the defensive end.
Look at that, 10 steals already and 11 points for the Lady Bears off of those 15 forced turnovers, and the Sooners have yet to convert a Baylor turnover into points. And Baylor's only turned it over 3 times in this game. Courtney Paris.
See, they make her hesitate. They make her think. Now they're turning her into a passer.
Goes to Ashley, and Ashley turns into a scorer.
Well, Ashley can bail you out because she's got 6'4" size on the opposite block. Well, Courtney Paris doing a nice job D'ing up Sophia Young. That's a poor passing angle into the post.
Thrown by a freshman and Jasmine Player. Brittany Brown the steal. Now has to try to run it down and does. Another one, the 11th steal of the game by Baylor. Shamika Scott, a tournament record 6th steal. A push is called on Courtney Paris That is Courtney Parris's first personal foul.
Well, when you defend Courtney Parris, you got to bring help. Watch the double come right here, and then look on the opposite block. Okay, watch how Leah Rush cuts out. Look at how wide open Ashley is. She's saying, hey, that telepathic communication they got going on between the twins right there worked out.
What I want to know is how do identical twins get listed at 6'3"? One of them is 6'3" and one of them is 6'4". There's a block by Chelsea Welch, who's just come in. But Courtney is listed at 6'4", and her identical twin sister, Ashley, is listed at 6'3". Their father, Bubba Parris, was an all-pro offensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers for several years in the NFL. They got 3 brothers that play either college basketball or college football. Grew up, born and raised in the Bay Area, Piedmont, California. Abiola Labara can't get the roll there, and Courtney Parris clearing yet another rebound, her 13th of the game.
Labara and Young are combined 0 for 11 right now.
Almost another steal. Watch out, Higgins will shoot it from there. 5 on the shot clock. Well, look at this. Leah Rush, no. And Wabara, the rebound. Did you see how many black jerseys were above the free throw line? 4 of them.
Swarming to the basketball. It's excellent team defense. Really know their personnel and got the scout down for Oklahoma.
Morrow got a step and is fouled.
Wabara, watch this rebound right here. Oh, she's sending a little message right there. Letting Courtney Parris know I'm going to be in here rebounding with you all night.
Take that with you.
You got to love the competitive spirit of both of these clubs. These are the 2 best teams. They have the 2 best players in the league. They're the 2 top scoring teams, 2 top offensive teams in the league all season.
This Baylor team, 4 conference losses by a total of 12 points. 2 of those 4 coming at the hands of Oklahoma. A 4-point loss and a 3-point loss. The 4-point loss coming in overtime, the 3-point loss on a last-second shot. There's another steal. Player to Sophia Young. Somebody wants to come get it. Morrow does. Under 2 minutes to go. It took 18 minutes plus before Sophia Young got on the board. And if I had told you that that fact would have happened and the fact that Baylor would be shooting 20% at this point, would you ever believe that they would be within 2 points?
No way.
Rush. Another turnover, the 18th of the night, committed by the Oklahoma Sooners.
The defense is unrelenting. It looks like 6 black jerseys on the floor right now, and Oklahoma has got to do the detail things. They've been so efficient offensively all season. They're just not in sync.
Jasmine Player dumps it inside again to Young. Leah Rush guarding her there. And a foul is called. They call it on Leah Rush. She got a piece of the arm of Sophia Young, so Young will go to the free throw line.
This is who Oklahoma is offensively. This is their personality. Watch right here. Wabara's going to go away. Here comes Young to the block. Better timing, better entry. She's going to see the double come, but she's patient and poised enough to step through and knows that she can rise above anybody else defensively to be able to be effective.
And Sophia Young gets the first. That was the 2nd foul on Leah Rush as she will sit down, and Ashley Parris comes back in. Young with 1 more. The All-American senior from St. Vincent and the Grenadine Islands in the West Indies. Cross-court pass, Leah Rush open for 3. Hit her 4th of the game.
Great skip in transition. Terrific read.
And she had a flying Sophia Young right in her face. Tough shot, Morrow. Scott fouled Ashley Paris, and that is the first on Shamika Scott.
When Oklahoma scores, they can get back in that zone, and that zone defense has been very effective, forcing Baylor to the perimeter. Sherry Cole knew coming in the game that Baylor had only hit 7 shots outside of 10 feet in the first 2 games of this tournament.
Second half of the semifinal game against Texas A&M. Sophia Young had every field goal in the second half, but 2. There's another steal. 19 turnovers committed. Beautiful move by Player. Missed the shot. And here comes Laura Andrews. 31-27. .5 seconds remaining as the number 1 and number 2 teams in the conference getting together, and that's not just in the standings. Wins, scoring, offense, field goal percentage, rebound margin, and assists. Oklahoma ranking number 1 in all those categories. Baylor, the number 2 team in the rankings. Baylor tonight has forced 19 turnovers. They've turned it over just 4 times, but it has been a steal fest here. It's a shame Jasmine Player couldn't finish because it was a pretty behind the back and then look off, but she couldn't finish under the rim as Ashley Paris was there to contest this shot, and it's 31-27. Important possession here. The turnover story tells like this: 13 steals for the Lady Bears. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship from Reunion Arena in Dallas. The final 10 seconds of the first half. Ashley Paris looking for Courtney. And Courtney will shoot 3. Ashley got the offensive rebound. And once again, the defense from Baylor was there to do.
Life and health insurance for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega Health agent who tailored a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
Defense is good. You're turning them over, you're getting steals. What do you do about your offense?
You just keep playing hard, Debbie. If you would have told me we'd have shot 19% from the field and only be down 4, I got to get out here and figure out something offensively, but these kids are playing hard.
What about Sophia? How do you get her more touches?
Well, you got to bring her high. They're bumping and knocking her down in there. We've got to bring her up and let her do some moves athletically facing the basket.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Good luck. Kevin?
All right, Debbie, thank you. 31-27. It's halftime. Adjustments being made as we speak. And both of these 2 teams, the number 1 and number 2 seeds, going at it here. They've kept it close to the best in the first half. The defense of Baylor, the shooting of Oklahoma. Look at Baylor, just 19% from the floor, while Oklahoma nearly shooting 50%. But the steals have been the key, and the points off the turnovers, as Baylor, 14 points off of 19 Oklahoma turnovers, has been the absolute difference in this game, and the reason that Baylor is still in it. In it they are, down only by 4. Here the second half is underway. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship game from Reunion Arena in Dallas. Kevin Eschenfelder, Debbie Antonelli, good to have you along. The number 1 seed in white, Oklahoma, the number 2 seed, and defending national champion Baylor in the black. You take a look at the scores from this first half, and Aaron Higgins on 4 3-pointers, leading the way with 12 points. Morrow, the freshman, with 8 to lead Baylor. The real story to that is who's not there, as Morrow, the freshman, now in double figures with 10.
Well, who's not there is Sophia Young, Kevin. 1 for 7 from the floor, only 1 basket for the All-American.
There is Courtney Paris.
She just leans, throws that half hook. You can't stop it. If you don't get there quick enough to help or double, she is difficult to deal with one-on-one.
Maybe the understatement of the night.
See, there's what Kim Mulkey-Robertson was talking about, bringing Sophia Young out high, taking her away from the baseline, trying to get her in a situation in a high post area where she can score.
Brown got a step on Tisdale. Tisdale running out from behind. Brittany Brown having no part of it and scores easily.
Let's see what kind of composure Oklahoma shows in the second half. If they can make the reversal, if they can be patient to go to their 1 and 2 options offensively.
Tisdale stepped right in She may be the 5th option offensively for Baylor. It still scored the basketball.
Well, Tisdale only played 10 minutes in the first half with those 2 fouls, so she should be fresh.
Chelsea Welch didn't play much either with foul trouble. She tosses it into Leah Rush, and Rush the fadeaway jumper. Look at that. There were 3 black jerseys around Courtney Paris. She took it away from all of them. A jump ball is called, and that will go back to Baylor.
Are you kidding me? She's the only one under the glass. Watch Leah Rush is going to get the fadeaway, and then watch Paris is going to go right to the glass when she sees Rush make her move. Look at the position she gets. Now look at right here. 3 black jerseys, and she comes down with the offensive rebound.
Tisdale for 3. We've got a 1-point game as Angela Tisdale back-to-back baskets. She's got 9 in this game after hitting her free throws early on. Well, if she comes alive, that could be a huge problem for Oklahoma. Sophia Young with the rebound. Angela Tisdale will push it.
Well, Morrow wants the basketball. You can see this young freshman looking for offense.
Young has been out of sync from the beginning. And about as out of sync as I think, and we've seen her play a lot.
No question. I mean, she has, in the last 4 games, been averaging 31 points.
And 13 rebounds. And you were talking about one of the all-time elite players. MVP of the Final Four a year ago. Conference's all-time leading scorer and rebounder. Go inside. Abiola, that's just an impossible place to throw that pass from.
And Wabara is doing a fantastic job on the low block.
There is Abiola Wabara.
But she can't make a basket. She has missed a ton of layups inside.
She's an all-conference defensive player, but the offense is not what she's known for.
No, I think she's one of the top 5 defenders in the country. She's on my top 5 list. Look at her get off the contact there on Paris and just contest. And here's the thing for Wabara too, Kevin. She is a player that has been in foul trouble most of her career. She only had 1 foul the first half. Look here, she's saying that's my fault right there. She needs to be smart enough to know that Paris made that move and you're not going to block it. So don't foul her.
Courtney Paris at the free throw line. Paris left it short again. Just a 47% free throw shooter, and look what they've done against one another, both averaging 27 points per game. Tonight, though, not a whole lot in terms of the offense. Those are the numbers when they go head-to-head and against one another in the 2 meetings. 2 meetings that were decided by a total of 7 points. Paris got inside and scores. That is now 28 double-doubles on the season for Courtney Paris in 25 straight games in which the freshman from Piedmont has had a double-double.
Well, it's incredible, the numbers. And when you start talking about Paris and put her in historical perspective right now, names like Lynette Woodard and Jackie Stiles and Ann Donovan, those are the kind of names that are coming up in terms of the record she's capable of breaking.
So she's got a higher freshman scoring average than Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, Ann Donovan, Rebecca Lobo, or Clarissa Davis.
It's higher than everybody but Lynette Woodard. Lynette Woodard's the only one that averaged more points than Courtney Paris in a freshman year.
Leah Rush working hard inside on Allison, and as a foul is called on the floor as Rachel Allison picks up her first.
And when you take a look at this right here, Lynette Woodard, 25 points a game. She's the all-time leading scorer in all of women's basketball. Jackie Stiles is the all-time leading scorer in Division I NCAA basketball. Look where Paris sits right now. She's on pace to pass Jackie Stiles
as the all-time leading scorer in NCAA women's basketball history.
Kevin, Jackie Stiles scored 618 points her freshman year. Paris, coming into the game, had 681.
Going to the free throw line will be Brittany Brown looking to convert a 3-point play.
See, this is when Oklahoma is good. Economy to their game, efficiency, work without the ball, great spacing, strong to the basket, just getting tougher on the offensive end.
Tisdale just picked up her 3rd. And Brittany Brown now has 9 in the game, and Oklahoma's lead is up to 6. Morrow Stepped into the paint. Got her own. Left it short. Courtney Paris the rebound.
In traffic.
Outlet pass to Brown.
So that's a smart play by Brittany Brown. She felt the contact the whole way. No one stepped in front. She does a great job taking it all the way to the basket.
So a timeout on the floor. Oklahoma looking to put together a run. The Sooners lead by 6.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great, too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
A lot of reflection and soul-searching went into this decision. So it is with great excitement that I announced my commitment to Fox College Sports.
Okay, Reggie, do you deny that you receive over 800 live college events?
Let's just say it's gonna look mighty nice on my 52-inch widescreen.
About taking home that trophy. Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship game at Reunion Arena. Big crowd and a vocal crowd here. Folks making their way down about 2.5 hours from Norman, Oklahoma. Baylor University only about an hour and a half down the road, and they have come in force and seen a very good ball game thus far as we played 4 minutes and 5 seconds of the second half. 15:55 to go. Oklahoma playing for the 4th time in the championship game, while Baylor playing for the 3rd.
And Brittany Brown has done a fantastic job of establishing the tempo, distributing the basketball all game, has a great feel for the rhythm of Sherry Cole's offense in this game.
Oklahoma just 3 out of 9 from the free throw line in this game. Certainly have not helped themselves at the not-so-charitable stripe. And traditionally and all season long, a good free throw shooting team is Oklahoma. That one's blocked by Courtney Paris. Paris gonna have to bring it up herself. Now hands it off to the point guard.
Oh, Aaron Higgins does a great job of forcing Shamika Scott backdoor right into Paris. Got the best shot blocker in the Big 12.
Blocked out of there by Young, and not many blocked Courtney Paris, but Sophia Young did there. I mean, you got 2 players, and Courtney Paris, you're really rush off the end up, but you're really having to project because she's just a freshman. But for Sophia Young, I mean, she is going to go down, and she's in some categories with some of the real all-time elite players in the history of the game, and then she will go to the free throw line here.
And this is all Sophia Young, exactly what you're talking about, Kevin. This is where she's added dimensions to her game. Her freshman year, she averaged a double-double. Every year, her numbers have gotten better offensively. You can actually have a basketball conversation about her vernacular has grown tremendously. I'm talking to her, and she said, well, I could pass it, they'll relocate, or I'll repost, or they got the counter, and I know where the doubles are coming from. She has a very high basketball IQ.
Born and raised in the Caribbean. St. Vincent the Grenadines in the West Indies. exchange student in Shreveport, Louisiana, where she went to high school for 2 years and played the game. Played on an AAU team, and, well, she just so happened played for a father, one of the assistant coaches at Baylor. He said, you need to take a look at her. She's a diamond in the rough. Brittany Brown, the layup.
That is a fantastic basket cut by Brittany Brown. She's doing a little bit of everything right now.
Oklahoma by 8. Shamika Scott. Here's Young wanting a clear out. Goes to Wabara. Wabara had it blocked by Paris. That's travel.
You want to see some scripted choreograph right here. Watch Leah Rush, okay? She's got the basketball. You're going to see the basket cuts here, and then another cut right here by Brittany Brown. She sets the screen, and then here goes a cutter through, taking weak side help away. Great flash to the bucket by Brittany Brown. You know, I talk about Courtney Paris being the subplot, but what a script for Sherry Cole on the offensive end.
Now Baylor's got to put some offense together, and that's a good start. Jasmine player to Abiola Wabara.
That was pretty good, too. Great cut to the hoop.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Almost taken away in there by Morrow.
These are two well-coached, well-prepared teams. They understand, having played each other twice, what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Well, Ashley Paris dumps it inside. Courtney, there's the repost. That time missed the shot because Sophia Young was on her.
See, and that's the thing about Paris. It's the repost that she gets you on. Are you talking about execution for Oklahoma? How about Baylor? Watch right here. The ball's going to go inside. Here comes the cut to the bucket. The ball's going to go inside. And then watch right here. Abiola Wabara is going to basket cut. As soon as the double comes, she reads it perfectly. Terrific cut.
Big possession here for Baylor. Looking to make it a 4-point game. Tipped out of there by player, but Ashley Paris grabs the basketball, and here comes Brittany Brown. Oklahoma, the #1 seed, first team in Big 12 conference history to run through the conference schedule, unbeaten, 16-0. Baylor, 12-4 against the league. 4 losses by a total of 12 points. Beautiful pass inside. And Courtney Paris wanted the push, didn't get the call, but Ashley dropping the dime on her twin sister.
Again, this time player running the point without Tisdale on the floor.
Young, challenged by Courtney Paris, and she missed the shot.
Young and Wabara, 2 for 17, Kevin.
Andrews would have been better off taking that one up. Instead, dropped the pass.
Watch this work inside. Nice spin move. Ashley to Courtney.
An 11-4 run for Oklahoma. 20 rebounds for Courtney Paris. That, a new tournament record. Young. Step through, and a blocking foul is called. That ball almost went in.
Look how hard Sophia Young has had to work for her offense tonight. The zone and the defense has bothered her and has forced her to face up. Paris with the foul. Trying to use her quickness to get by, but there's just too much room. She's catching it outside the three-point line, and that's exactly what Oklahoma's defense is designed to do.
Just the first foul on Ashley Paris, and Sophia Young, Big 12 Player of the Year. Look how she has steadily improved.
That's incredible. Every year she's worked at her game and she's gotten better. And this year, what's most impressive is that she's scoring those numbers without another true low post player. Last year she had Stephanie Blackman, who could take some pressure off her and her ability to score in a low block. Baylor doesn't have anybody else that can score in a low block besides Sophia Young, consistently.
Young really out of sorts right now. And you see Courtney's got a scratch on her face. Have to stop that before she can go back in the game. Sophia Young, one more. Young gets the second. Sophia Young is 5 assists away from becoming just the 4th player in NCAA history to have 2,000 career points, 1,000 career rebounds, 300 assists and steals. And names like Cheryl Miller, Holtz Claw,
Tamika
Catchings, who's from right here in the Dallas area. Had a great career at Tennessee. Pretty select company. Higgins. That is crazy range, but left it a little short. Player. Morrow. I was about to say she got away with a walk, but she did. Mark Stevens right on top of that call. She didn't like it, but it was a good one. 46-39 is your score. 11:49 to go. The championship game of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Tournament.
It's one of the world's premier leagues, and the EPL Fan Zone gives aficionados their chance to put their mark on the game. A weekly matchup, 2 favorite teams, 2 fans face off and call it as it is. One celebrates. The other goes down with their losing team.
Goodbye, good night.
Every Thursday, get into the EPL Fan Zone, only on FSC.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN. Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 450 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaching shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
All it takes is a little know-how. Curiosity. The key to a lifetime of discovery.
Kids will go to mighty great lengths to impress you.
Kids know what's cool. Good thing you don't have to. Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Until next time.
Well, fans, young and old alike, have got to like what they've seen here in Dallas, as it's 46-39. The young Sooner Nation. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Sooners looking to go where they went in 02 and back to that Final Four and a chance to win it all. They've got that kind of team this year. A place that Baylor went to a year ago and won it all, of course.
Yeah, I think they've got everything. And Paris certainly with the anchor on the inside. Look at their rebounding edge and their points off turnovers. It's the Lady Bear defense. They've got to get active like they were in the first half and start turning them over more.
Clark Stevens calling a foul. Jasmine Player will be called for the foul. Like Player had a lot of basketball.
Well, they bring the double quickly on this right here. Look how quickly Player comes in to your screen. She's got
right on top of her hand.
Right. She already has the scoring record in the tournament with 36 in the first game against Iowa State. Now she's added the rebounding record.
In that first game against Iowa State, she also had 16 rebounds in that game. She got 20 in this. And Morrow secures the carom. So often the case, you got a chance to send a player to the free throw line who's not a very good free throw shooter, and you'll see the defensive rebounders relax and give up an easy offensive putback. Almost the case there. Sophia Young not finished that and done.
Yeah, see, Sophia Young has to get touches right there on that part of the floor where she is good.
Do you remember a time tonight where she looked more like Sophia Young than that possession right there?
Finally, free and clear to use her athleticism.
It took 29 minutes of basketball as we count down to 11 minutes to go in this game. Brown takes it back out. Higgins blocked on the three, but Courtney Paris right there, left it short, got it back and scored.
You know what, Oklahoma doesn't even send anybody else to the O boards. They just go back in defensive transition. All 4 of them in white jerseys were past midcourt while Courtney was scoring under the basket.
Young, rear rush on her. Labara posted. Scott back to Wabara.
Look at Leah Rush really working hard to keep her off the glass. And then Wabara banks it in.
That is absolute gravy because that ball had absolutely no business going in the hole. May have chipped the glass. Leah Rush out top. Rush for three with Sophia Young right in her face.
That's a big-time basket. As hard as Leah Rush worked on the defensive end to keep Young from catching, then she comes down and drills the three.
Morrow, Wabara, 2 in a row. Nope, couldn't get it to go down.
See, look where Courtney Paris is when Wabara catches the ball. She is in the middle of the paint because Wabara is not a threat. Sherry Cole's going to let Abiola Wabara shoot that shot all night. And that will never pull Paris away from the bucket.
Now, Shamika Scott has been very quiet here in the second half. They're being active in the first. See if they try to work her into the offense. Oklahoma looking to build an 8-point lead. There's a three, and it's an 11-point lead.
Back-to-back triples, and how in the world do you lose Erin Higgins on the offensive end? She's the best three-point shooter in OU history, and that is her 5th triple of the game.
212 in her career, and she's not done. Not this year, not next. She's just a junior.
5 for 8 from the floor. Watch Higgins going to run the baseline all the way to here. Terrific job by Brittany Brown directing traffic. Leah Rush takes just enough off of Shamika Scott to give Higgins enough time for separation to be able to drill her three. Now yesterday, Sherry Cole was telling us about watching tape on J.J. Redick. She felt like she was not getting enough three-point opportunities for Erin Higgins. So she told Higgins, you go and watch Duke play on television, I'll watch him play. We'll come back together and we'll see what we come up with. And then she told Brittany Brown and Kendra Moore, now you watch Greg Paulus, the point guard for Duke. You see how he gets J.J. Redick the basketball. And then we came together. So all of them got together and figured out this is how we can find Erin Higgins. And Higgins has studied J.J. Redick's ability to work without the basketball, and it has helped her three-point shooting.
A big reason why Oklahoma is leading this the 06 championship game as we flash back. And Ford, we take you back, and once again it was Oklahoma and Caton Hill, the leader and the captain of this team. But Stacy Stevens inside for Texas. Texas, a heavily favored team at Deanna Jackson, though for Oklahoma as the Sooners become the first team to roll through this tournament and win 4 games.
And that is very difficult to do. It's only happened a couple of times in women's college basketball. They were the 6th seed in the tournament that year, and they looked like an offensive machine against Texas that game. They just rolled right through that title game.
Last year, Baylor trying to go where they've never gone before. After just surviving to get into this game on a Chelsea Whitaker last-second layup to beat Tech, they went against Kendra Wecker and Kansas State.
Kendra Wecker was an All-American. Kodak, best player in Big 12 last year. She could not contain Sophia Young, and Sophia Young ended up being the most outstanding player in the Big 12 tournament and in the Final Four, taking Baylor all the way to the national title, the first national championship in the Big 12.
Yeah, it was just the start of good things to come for Baylor as Sophia Young has something no one will ever be able to take away, no matter what happens in this one or the rest of the way through the NCAA tournament. She can be called an NCAA champion. 54-43, Oklahoma, its largest lead at 11. 54-43, 9-16 and counting.
Run a little flex cut.
There's Shamika Scott. Spoke about her just seconds ago, and immediately out of the timeout, Baylor gets her involved.
They run the flex, and they get a wide open look.
Rush trying to go around Young. Brittany Brown, the bounce pass, the entry to Courtney Paris. And Abiola Wabara called for the foul and a three-point opportunity.
It is so difficult to stop Paris. Look how hard she works for position. Look where her feet are. 2 feet in the paint, uses the window with contact, can finish with anybody. Mubarak's just shaking her head saying, hey, I don't know what, I can't do any more.
You got any ideas?
Yeah, well, you know what? She backs you down that deep. It's hard to get off the contact and get around.
If anything, you got to cheat, maybe try to cheat around her.
And she did that in the first half and was able to find some success.
Offensive rebound in Oklahoma, another chance. Leah Rush, no. But there's been a problem in this game, and they're lucky they didn't catch Mubarak didn't catch Leah Rush, I should say, with the elbow, because could have gotten a little bit of a retaliation foul there. Not a little bit, a lot of it. So Leah Rush will sit down, goes out with those 4 personal fouls. She sent a message earlier to Courtney Paris, and that one's right back at you. Leah Rush got called for the foul. The foul was well before that elbow. Mubarak.
So she can't stick that shot though, Kevin. That's the problem. They're running their flex. Shamika Scott can hit that shot coming off the down screen, but Mubarak can't. That's what Mubarak can do though. She can put it on the deck and get in the paint.
Now the foul is called, and they call it on Courtney Paris, and that is the second on Courtney Paris. Courtney Paris, 16 points, 22 rebounds here in the championship game. Jordan Davis inbounds it tomorrow. Just did get it inbounds. Young goes right around Ashley Paris, and the blocking foul is called.
You see what the difference is in Young catching it out in the elbow versus her catching it outside the arc. See, she can make the one dribble move from the high post, and she's very effective at it. She has got to find a way to get herself going. 2 for 10 from the floor. She has 8 points and only 5 rebounds. Both well below her season average.
No player with more points in the Big 12, rebounds or double-doubles than Sophia Young. The second one spun out of the cup, and Shamika Scott with the offensive rebound. Out to player. There's Shamika Scott, no. And Higgins finally secures it. Oklahoma leads by 10. There's a steal by Young.
That's a great defensive job by Sophia. Using her quickness in the low block. Oh, that's a one dribble move to the bucket, absolutely.
And a blocking foul is called as Andrews got there late.
No question about it. Sophia Young knows nobody can check her in the high post. You can see the one dribble move coming, Kev.
She is as quick as a guard when she gets out on the wing like that. But Oklahoma leading it by 10. 17:31 to go. We're back to Dallas in a moment.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers. And the money's great too.
If you're not working from home, then you're missing out on your share of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I'm making $5,000 a month. Never thought I'd make this much right out of school.
I actually like what I do now, and I'm making more than ever.
Put your computer to work now.
My goal for next month is $20,000.
Working from home changed my life. This is the one website you have to visit.
I love working from home.
Ready for more money? Start earning extra money yourself by going to this website today.
Log on to 39venture.com now.
Delicious pie, Mrs. Jeffers.
Let's get down to brass tacks. We really think your son is a special talent.
He's the kind of kid we're looking for.
We told you about the 800 live college events.
And you know we've got every major conference in the country.
I just wanted to be close to home.
He'll never get off the couch.
56-46. And if you've never had a chance to see Sophia Young play live, if you get a chance, you'll enjoy it because she is as good an athlete as you will ever find at the post position.
Well, watch how she's going to get off the contact in the post and use her quickness to go around Paris. Then she saves it. Now Baylor's going to transition the other end, and she's the trail post in this situation. She's going to catch it. She goes, oh, Courtney's got me. Zip, right on by. Gets to the free throw line, and she is manufacturing her own offense well below her season average.
Averaging 31 and 13 in her last 4 games. Had 36 and 14 in an overtime loss at Norman, Oklahoma against the Sooners. But tonight it's been a different story as she just now gets into double figures. 10 points, 5 rebounds. Here in the second half, she's only got 1 field goal. But she's 6 out of 7 from the free throw line here in the second half.
Well, Kevin, I'm telling you, 1 field goal isn't enough. I mean, Sophia Young is one of the top 10 players in America. She needs to have the basketball in her hands.
Latoya Wyatt's come in for Baylor. Tisdale out there on the point against Brittany Brown. And Brown lost it out of bounds. That'll stay knocked out of bounds by Baylor. That is Oklahoma ball. Krista Sanchez checks in. Higgins to trigger as Ashley Paris sits down. Courtney inside to Krista Sanchez, laid it off to Laura Andrews and out of bounds, and that's a little miscommunication too far into the ring.
No spacing there. As good as Oklahoma's spacing has been, that's not the right time to make that read. Another turnover for Oklahoma. That gives them 26 in the game. 16 steals for Baylor.
That's the only reason Baylor is within 8. Right now, 48. 56-48 inside. Sanchez had it stolen by Sophia Young. Young. Travel.
I like the full court pressure, and I like Kim Mulkey-Robertson bringing it right now. Don't wait. Make your move. Defensively, you've been good defensively all night. Look at that play by Sophia Young, and then the travel.
That is the 17th steal of the night by Baylor.
Baylor is switching on guard stuff right now. And Latoya Wyatt's got the assignment to chase Aaron Higgins.
Well, here's Courtney Paris on the block.
See how much stuff they run through the lane, run off her cutters, take the weak side help away. Terrific job of clearing out the backside.
No. Young took it up, and she's fouled. A 3-point opportunity for Sophia Young.
This is what you call doing things on balance. Terrific footwork by Sophia Young. Watch the intimidation by Paris, and then Young. Watch her gather. Knows Courtney Paris is right there. A little pump fake, good footwork, stays low on balance, and finishes at the basket.
That was the third on Courtney Paris. Keep an eye on that. 6:17 to go. Guevara. And that's Oklahoma basketball in the alternate possession. So Oklahoma will take a timeout. Baylor trying to put together a run, but the Sooners, the #1 seed in the championship game of the Big 12. Phillips, 66 championship here in Dallas, leading by 8. Been a run like no one else in the history of the Big 12 has ever seen. Oklahoma going 16-0 and looking to close it out and win a record. A Big 12 record, 19th straight conference game. Fox Sports is proud to be the new home of the BCS, which is coming off of the highest ratings in history. Beginning in January, Fox will be the home to the Sugar, Orange, and Fiesta Bowls, as well as the new BCS championship game. The BCS moves to Fox beginning in January of 2007. Well, the Big 12 had a lot to say about the last BCS. including the national champion Texas Longhorns. And a national champion on the board here in Baylor and Oklahoma. The conference champion. That was blocked, but a foul is called on Abiola Wabara.
Oh, wow. Well, that is 4 on Wabara, and that is a problem for Baylor. Watch Brittany Brown take it strong. Makes a nice delivery to Paris, and Wabara gets the foul from behind. How about Courtney Paris running the floor? That's 6'4", 230. Sprinting.
Well, but you want her to be at the free throw line where she has yet to make one tonight in 7 attempts. 0 for 7 from the line. That's the bad news. The good news, 18 points and 23 rebounds. Gets the second free throw.
Mathematically, if she starts making some free throws, her average is going to be about 25 a game, not 21.
With that basket there, she reaches 700 points as a freshman. Young missed it, and Courtney Paris had it knocked away, and Brittany Brown stole it back. Higgins finally corrals the basketball. And Abiola Wabara just fouled out of the game.
I cannot believe Wabara committed that foul with already 4. You have to keep yourself on the floor.
So Brittany Brown will go to the free throw line, but the real story, Abiola Wabara fouling out with 5 minutes and 43 seconds to play.
80 feet away from the basket, and she has been the best defender on Courtney Paris all night.
Maybe all season.
That's the 4th game that she has fouled out of this season, and 2 in this tournament.
Now you see Jordan Davis and Shamika Scott come in for Baylor. And Kim Mulkey-Robertson, you get the feeling that she's thinking it's now or never as far as finding some outside shooting. Brittany Brown calmly knocks down the free throw, and it's a 10-point Oklahoma lead.
You've got to use your athleticism if you're Kim Mulkey-Robertson. You've got to keep bringing the heat right now. You've got to look to score quickly. You've got to put the ball in Young's hands and then press.
Allison. And Allison is fouled. And if that's Courtney Paris, that's 4.
See, look, and Courtney Paris looks over to Sherry Cole, says, I'm fine. And Sherry Cole says, wait a second, you've got 4. You're going to have to sit a few minutes. Smart play by Rachel Allison. Doesn't even have any sweat on her in the second half and takes it right to the bucket.
Well, Rachel Allison misses the first free throw as Courtney Paris will sit down with her 4th. Picks that up with 5:33 to go.
Let's see what Baylor can do without Courtney Paris on the floor. I'm going to Sophia Young every time.
Well, both free throws, no, but how about Sophia Young flying through the lane? She's up to 15 points.
Press, Kevin, bring the pressure.
Sophia Young has scored the last 7 points for Baylor. Lady Bears back to within 9, 61-52. Brittany Brown leaned it in. Allison stripped it. Here comes Tisdale. 3 on 2. Jasmine Player makes it a 7-point lead.
Oklahoma turnovers is a season high. Oh, Sophia Young's got to be up there letting Wyatt know that screen's coming.
Higgins into Ashley Paris. The turnaround, and she scores with Rachel Allison right there. The Twins are playing like triplets tonight. LaToya Wyatt, short.
Not a good choice. Sophia Young, Kevin, 4 for 12.
Andrews to Higgins.
spacing, the driving angles, the way they clear out. Look at the hustle right there.
That's a shot clock violation. A break for the Lady Bears.
Watch Sophia Young. Like on a step ladder.
Again, it's one of those times. She's one of those rare athletes that you can know what she's going to do, but she just does it so well that you can't stop it.
Look how quickly Baylor transitions the other way off the turnover. The live ball turnover leads to a 3-on-2.
Jordan Davis misses the three. Shamika Scott, look, had an absolute great look, and you have got to finish that with less than 4 minutes to go in a game, and you're trailing by 9. The scoring opportunity so precious at this point. Oklahoma leads 63-54.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 800 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences, like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. For more info, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
Every night, there's just one place to be. The best damn sports show, period. Come on in and be our guest for Sports Television's nightly party. The world's greatest late-night sports show is just getting started. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
It is a battle few have seen firsthand. Two foes, lions of unbelievable strength. Buffaloes with unbreakable courage. Locked in a war where the rules don't apply. And where you never know who will survive. Relentless Enemies premieres Sunday on the National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
Big 12 women's basketball on FSN is brought to you by Conoco and Phillips 66. Next time you're on empty, fill up with Conoco and Phillips 66. Quality, pro-clean gasolines. And it's the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship. Oklahoma, the #1 seed. 16-0 in league play and winners of 28 games this year. They're 28-4, an 18-game conference winning streak coming into this one. They lead the #2 seed and defending national champion Lady Bears of Baylor, 63-54.
Here comes the lob play for Sophia Young. Oh, Laura Andrews did a great job defending it.
Oh, man, and Tisdale. There is a mental error by Baylor.
How can you not get back in bounds after you make that pass?
Tisdale threw it in bounds in the back. There's no excuse.
How can you throw it back to her if she's not in bounds?
It's a double-edged sword right there.
Look, they're trying to foul
Allison
Courtney.
trying to foul on Courtney Paris.
Trying to foul Paris before the ball comes inbound. Try to put her to the free throw line. There it is right there.
And they call it. And Allison. And Courtney Paris will go to the free throw line, the 47% free throw shooter, and 1 of 8 in this game.
Watch Tisdale on the baseline, throws it in. Jordan Davis gives it right back to her. She's not back in bounds. Matter of fact, Jordan Davis didn't even look at Sophia Young.
I will defend Jordan Davis just a little bit. Shouldn't you expect your player to get back in bounds, though?
Well, it was quick. Look how quick she threw it back to her. She didn't even look at Sophia Young. The play's designed for Young.
Courtney Paris misses the front end. So the foul Courtney Paris method working at least that time. Just 1 of 9 from the free throw line.
Brittany Brown doesn't want to foul there because you don't want to stop the clock. Put Baylor on the free throw line. Tisdale's already proven she's a good free throw shooter.
Made 6 in a row in the second half, late against Texas A&M in the semifinals.
And Aaron Higgins is over there telling the official, Michael Price, right now. Now watch what they're doing to Courtney Paris, my little freshman. You know, they're trying to foul her before the ball comes in.
Tisdale gets that free throw. That was The semifinals, she had 6 turnovers, 6 assists, went 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and she's averaging 6 points here in this tournament. Tisdale gets both. And she's 6 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. And immediately they foul before the ball comes in bounds. And they're going to spread them around as well. That was on Latoya Wyatt.
Watch Courtney Paris. Watch right here, over here on this side of your screen. There's the foul right in front of Clark Stevens.
Beg your pardon, said it is Rachel Allison who picks up her 3rd. Courtney Paris misses the free throw.
Now remember, Kevin, the game we had in Norman when Kim Mulkey-Robertson intentionally fouled Courtney Paris late in the game after she had only been 3 for 9. And what did she do in a pressure situation?
Knocked down her free throws. But tonight it's been a different story until she does get the friendly roll there. That one bounced way up. And 20 points, 23 rebounds for the freshman from Piedmont, California. Tisdale on 3. No. Young just wanted it worse than anybody else on the floor. They missed the shot. Ball is down. Here comes Brittany Brown ahead of the pack. Morrow will foul her, and it'll be free throws for Brittany Brown. Now, if you're going to foul Courtney Paris, foul her as soon as she gets the rebound down at the other end.
Well, they've been doubling her some on the rebounds to try to slow down their break. You can see when she rebounds, she can throw the outlet all the way to midcourt.
That's the thing. You double her. Obviously, that's 2-on-1 at that point. That means somebody's open, and you've got numbers on a fast break if she gets the outlet pass.
Kim Mulkey-Robertson went to the hack-a-shack theory, if you will, early. About 4 minutes.
Well, you got to change the tide of the way things were going. And with Brittany Brown making both of her free throws, it worked for a moment, but you know, you got to keep on doing it.
Well, we saw Baylor generate possessions in the first half with their defense. They haven't been able to do that in the second. Oklahoma's done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball.
That's a tough shot there, and it's missed, and Laura Andrews runs down the rebound.
So let Courtney Paris catch it, then foul her. And Rachel Morrow that time trying to commit the foul, and they did get her for the foul. That's the second different player that's tried to foul Paris.
Jessica picks up number 2.
Watch right there, they're going right after her. Paris is just trying to keep moving. They didn't call that foul that time on. See, look at Oklahoma's putting the wrong shooter on the line.
You know, that teams can be charged a technical foul if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
If I remember correctly, a 30-second timeout call by Kim Mulkey-Robertson. So 56 right now. Is it 66 to 56? 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the ball game. As some of you will be leaving for your respective events. Those of you in FSM Rocky Mountain, you're headed on to Utah Jazz basketball, but we'll keep the rest of you right here because it should be a good finish at Reunion Arena in Dallas. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go. Oklahoma, the #1 seed, leading this one by 10. 66-56 with 2:52 to go. It's come down to a free throw shooting contest, and Courtney Paris needing to continue to make hers. She'll have 2 here. Just 2 of the 11 and makes that one. 3 of 12 from the free throw line. 21 points, 24 rebounds, just a freshman. Got them both. Oklahoma by 12. Sophia Young, no. Morrow open for 3. No. Rachel Allison fighting hard inside. Guess who comes up with it? You bet. They're trying to foul Courtney Paris again. You have to learn, not in this game, but for future in her career, is that time she took a bit of a swipe at Tisdale, and she's getting frustrated. And you can only expect her to do that, but she can't do that.
Well, she wants Tisdale
right
to get her hands off her.
You can't do that, though. I mean, because she's going to be the target, and this is going to be something that's going to happen. Take it as a badge of honor and make your free throws, which is exactly what she's doing. She's made the last three.
Like we said before, when the game's on the line, she makes them.
She's got 23 in the game. Allison, jump ball, Baylor basketball. You know, what a difference. You've got two teams that have never been known as a real banger type of a team. And there's a foul off the inbound on Rachel Allison. And that is a huge turnover. You know, two teams never known as big, physical, strong teams. In fact, you could make the point that Oklahoma was always known as a finesse team. Not anymore. Both of these teams, this has been a real kind of a tough fight, a physical game throughout this entire game. Under 2 minutes to go. That one knocked away from behind, and 5 on the shot clock, minute 54 to go in the game. Sherry Cole's 4 regular season titles, 2 tournament championships, 02 and 04. Looking to make it 3. Oklahoma playing in its 4th, a Big 12 record 4th championship game as Courtney Paris banged that one off the cheerleader's head.
Baylor's got to look to score quickly. They'd love to have a 3 if they could get it.
Tisdale open for 3 and makes the 3. Baylor within 11 with 97 seconds remaining.
That's twice we've seen Kim Mulkey-Robertson in 2 of the 3 games go to that strategy to foul Courtney Paris, and Paris makes them late.
Oklahoma, Iowa State, and Texas Tech all with 2 postseason tournament championships. Oklahoma on their way to their 3rd if they can hold on here. Knock off the defending national champions, defending tournament champions.
6 different programs have won in 10 years.
How's that?
That's pretty good balance.
Yeah, that's a good word. It's not parity, it's balance, because talk about these teams, and everybody's had a share. Iowa State has been good. Texas Tech speaks for itself. Same thing for Texas. Oklahoma and Baylor. Shamika Scott just ran right over Leah Rush. Under a minute and a half to go.
Well, Oklahoma's poise and composure in the second half paid off.
And that's exactly what Sherry Cole talked about when you were talking to her at halftime. She said, you know, I don't want my guys to panic. Well, they certainly haven't panicked here in the second half. They need 3s. Morrow, no. That's the shot they need right there. Tisdale, put it 2 in a row, a little flat. Rachel Allison, and Allison makes it a 9-point game, just under a minute left.
See, they're trying to make somebody besides Brittany Brown bring the ball up the floor.
And it'll be Leah Rush who goes to the free throw line, a 76% free throw shooter. And Tisdale fouls out.
I've been talking all season about teams that can score from 5 positions on the floor, and I think I'm going to have to add Oklahoma to my list, Kevin, to go with Duke, North Carolina, Maryland, and Tennessee. Those teams can score from all 5 positions, and with Sherry Cole's depth and the versatility they have in their offense, their spacing is outstanding. That makes it difficult to deal with Paris on the inside and all the three-point shooters around her.
And you know, I think the biggest difference with Oklahoma right now, you know, we saw them before Christmas against Michigan State, really struggled in that game, is Brittany Brown. I mean, they had to replace Deanna Jackson at the point guard, an All-American candidate at point. And it took Brittany Brown a while to get going, but she's been a huge difference in this game tonight.
Well, we've only seen Kendra Moore 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And that's the dual point guard situation. That's how good Brittany Brown was tonight. 15 points, 7 assists.
7 of 9 from the free throw line. She made some big ones, just like Leah Rush just did.
I said early in the second half, she had total command of Sherry Cole's offense, and you can see the way she distributed the basketball, when to push, when to run their sets. This is a team that can play the offensive game at changing speeds, and that's critical when you go to the NCAA tournament.
Morrow. Down to a half minute. Morrow. What a tournament it has been. We've seen Sophia Young become the all-time leading scorer. So much thanks to everyone who made Big 12 basketball and FSN so great this season. Our director tonight, Brad Sheldon. Associate producer for many of our regular season games, Wade Robinson and Eric Josephson. Keith Fletcher, producer of Big 12 Showcase on FSN. Drew Hancock, Johnny James, and the staff, the Big 12 Conference. Bill Land, Brenda Van Langen, our partners, along with Seal Berry. Best live sports production crew in all the country. All professionals right here in Dallas. Special thanks to Mary Del Sharp and Emily Sharp for their warmth and valuable assistance to our tribute to Texas Tech coach Marcia Sharp. And you think back the great moments that there have been in this tournament and this year, and you got to put Marcia Sharp right there as well. But the moment goes to the Oklahoma Sooners. Both of these teams headed to the NCAA tournament. The Sooners doing it in record style. The Oklahoma Sooners.
Working from home changed my life.
It all